Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here, coming at you by popular demand with Stork versus Flash. Even though this game was done a couple weeks ago, and my Stork v Jadon game, I asked if anyone wanted me to do this, and at least 50 of you said yes. So here it is, coming at you, Flash versus Stork. And the Kesper referee pauses the game immediately upon starting. So far we're off to an epic start. Oh dearie dearie dear. Okay, looks like it might be quick. They talk to Flash for a second, and if this takes very long I might just pause the recording and jump forward, but I'm pretty sure the game starts before too long because I've fast forwarded a minute or two to do some audio tests, make sure the video was coming out okay. Anyway, this is on the map Benzene. Benzene's a pretty cool map. Yes, you know what? I am actually going to pause this real quick and just jump forward when the game starts. Alright, here we go. Game actually starting now. It was pretty... what's the word I'm looking for? Short! That's the word I'm looking for. Pretty short delay. And so the game's finally getting underway here. This is the map of Benzene. Looking forward to an exciting match here. Again, this is from a couple weeks ago. It's from the Pro League. As you can see in this situation, KT is up 1-0 over Samsung Khan. KT not doing as well this Pro League season as people would expect. I don't know where they are on the rankings, but I know they're not quite at the top. I believe SKT1 is at the top at the moment. I'm not 100% certain about that though. Samsung Khan sort of near the bottom again. They actually lost Firebat Hero, although he wasn't doing too much for them anyway. Stork, Dinosaur Toss, spitting lightning there with his glasses on. Yes, Firebat Hero went to Air Force Ace, by the way, and gas steal going down. Stork stealing Flash's gas. Stork, that's a bit silly, don't you think? You know that Flash is going to go in one racks into Command Center anyway. He won't need gas for a long time. Stork, however, is going to get his gateway down, and he's going to tech here pretty quickly. Barracks going down now as well. And this is actually, I mean, it kind of forces Flash into a one racks Command Center build. Well, I guess the alternative is that, you know, he could go like multi racks, get a couple barracks or something like that, and go for a marine rush of some kind, but not the wisest thing to do, not the best thing to do. Well, I mean, sometimes it works if you can catch him off guard with it. You know, if Flash had like an extra, if his scouting SCV was near Stork's base, for instance, that might be a cool to proxy a racks and trick him or whatever. Instead, SCV and Probe doing epic battle, running around here. Now the Probe has a hiding place. He can hide inside that refinery or the assimilator for a brief period of time if he needs to. There he goes. Never mind. He's used his one hidey time. Going after that SCV again. Marine's gonna pop out any moment now, and that Probe's gonna have to do something else. It's gonna have to get out of the way or start running around a little bit more. Anyway, so I don't expect this to bother Flash too much. As you can see on this map, there's a pretty small choke point there outside of your natural expansion. Flash should be able to bunker up, and yeah, so forcing wow, very interesting. Stork saying, you know what, I feel like a macro game against Flash. Let's play a macro game against Flash. Stork is actually one of the few people that could pull that off. Look at this. Oh, double gas steal. What? Excuse me. Wow. Stealing the second gas as well. Might as well, right? You might as well if you let your probe in. Really no gas for Flash, because we've seen Flash actually do that. He'll react to a gas steal by getting his second refinery into his second base and then putting 7 or 8 SCVs on gas and getting the gas up. Oh, he's gonna take it back. Getting several SCVs on that gas and then all of them returning cargo. You could start off with, you know, I guess, you know, if you have like 8 SCVs, you can start off with 64 gas. right off the bat there. Anyway, and then you just keep 3 mining, so you're not as far behind. It looks like Flash is going to do that right now, setting some SVs. And finally, a scouting SCV getting into Stork's base is going to see that Stork has gotten an expansion up as well. So yeah, Stork stealing the gas, forcing Flash into an expansion build just in case he wasn't going to anyway, and getting his own expansion up a little bit quicker. So interesting move there. I think Stork got a little bit of an econ advantage out of it, but we will have to see in the long run how things work out. Stork with his core up as well. So he does have a little bit of a tech advantage right now. Flash just starting to get some gas into his bank account, and he's going to get a factory. There's a factory up already. Good stuff. We didn't see it, but I think that's what he did. I think he did that little trick. Ooh, there's a little ridge over there. I didn't know about that. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the maps these days. I haven't been able to watch a ton of Pro League and all that, so it's hard to keep up with all the stuff. And I've just been really busy putting out 7 games of StarCraft 2 recently, so haven't really had the opportunity to really spend a lot of time on the Brood War stuff or the StarCraft 2 stuff, actually. GSL was fun, though. If anyone hasn't seen the GSL, those were some really good games, those last games. Anyway, I'm really curious to see how things go here. What kind of tech Stork is going to go for? He didn't go for any kind of a tech rush or anything like that. You know, he had the tech advantage, but he didn't really choose to, you know, get early. Well, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily do a lot of good. I guess if he went for a quick Reavers or something like that, then he could maybe get Reavers out, you know, before there were many spider mines or anything like that for him to deal with it. But you know, if Flash was really worried about it, which he's not because he got an SCV in there, then he could get an eBay, and that's gonna get, you know, that's gonna protect him from a DT rush or it's gonna help against Reavers, etc. Anyway, Flash with several Marines pushing out here, just trying to toy with those Dragoons. He probably does have the range upgrade nearly finished, if not finished, on those Dragoons. So that's, I mean, where the tech advantage comes in, is that if he gets that up earlier than the tanks come out, then he can kind of do that. But like I said, well, like we saw, Stork got the quick expansion instead. There's the range upgrade right now. He's going to start going to work on that. Tank is out, just not very long after it at all. So the tech advantage of having that range upgrade earlier isn't really helping him too much because he went for an expansion instead, basically. So that's what we're seeing there. Anyway, tank is out. It's going to start picking away at those Dragoons. He's still going to work at that bunker for the moment. Oh, he falls back, goes in. Now he needs to be careful. Uh-oh, one shot and he's going to fall back. Boom, and then run away. Every single time. So beautiful to watch pro gamers sometimes. I guess that wasn't like the most beautiful thing ever, but it's just really cool how skilled they are, such that they get hit once with the siege mode and they automatically, just right off the bat, know, okay, there's siege mode, I have to fall back. You know, the second hit never lands on that Dragoon. Very cool. Anyway, yes, so siege mode is up now. Flash doesn't seem to have been slowed at all. I'm curious if we're going to see Stork get another expansion here pretty quick. He's got, he's in an okay position. I wouldn't be surprised if Flash pushes out before too long and tries to, okay, well, he's going to try and take a third base then. I was going to say he might try to, you know, do a little bit of a push, put some pressure on Stork. We often see Flash do that kind of thing where that's interesting. He's got the pylons in a little bit of a pseudo blockade, but not a complete blockade. So presumably he can put, excuse me, he can put Dragoons or a gateway in there or something. I don't know, to block units from getting in, but it's not going to actually keep vultures from running by and attacking the Nexus, which looks like he's planning on putting down in the bottom right there. Anyway, and here's those vultures running like a constipated wiener dog, trying to get down in that bottom right. Oh, okay, maybe he just didn't have, yep, so double pylon going down. Is that going to be enough to stop it? Probe, get out of the way, probe, get out of the way! Oh, the probe goes down. The pylons got up, though, and successfully block that location there. Dragoons are going to be able to come in here. Oh, poor Stork. He was trying to micro against, does it again. Trying to micro against those mines, but unfortunately 2 mines popped up instead of 1. He could have picked off the 2, I think. But the mines land instead, picking off a single Dragoon. He falls back from that location. No reason to stick around there very much. And just get hit by mines. Stargate. Did I see 2 Stargates or just the 1? He's upgrading weapons. Stork is going carriers, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I'm looking forward to this. We're going to see some carrier action. Again, I'm not too familiar with this map, but it does look like it's a very wide open map. It's a large map, and I'm curious to see, you know, I'm curious to see if carriers work well on it, because there's a lot of open spaces. There are some ridges around the sides of the bases. He might be able to abuse with the carriers, but it looks like if he engages in the middle, there's just going to be too much open area, and Goliath will be able to engage it pretty quickly. Anyway, that's if he sees the carriers coming in order to get the Goliaths out. Now, Flash almost always does see the carriers coming. In fact, I don't think I've seen a game with Flash where he hasn't spotted it somehow. You know, you got the